today we are making little Mickey and Minnie earrings. They're little stuffed pillows slash could even be little balloons. So if you want to learn how to make these fun little earrings, keep watching. The first thing we're gonna do is we are going to draw our shape. We're gonna draw Mickey head. So Mickey has a round part for his head, and he has 2 Mickey ears. You want to make it big enough because we're gonna put a little bit of stuffing inside, but you want to make it small enough so it looks good on your ear. So that's the rough shape that I have. And I'm gonna cut it out. So this is my shape. I'm gonna cut out another pair of 2 because we're gonna sew these together and we're gonna sew the other one together. And there we go. You can use any color felt you want. Miss Brittney liked these 2 together. And now I'm gonna sew around. I'm using a red string. You could use any color you want. And also I'm using yarn string so it shows up on camera so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to sew a straight stitch all the way around. So I finished sewing around here. I did not tie off our string yet. I left the little part open. That is where we're gonna stuff it. You can stuff it with cotton, with actual stuffing. Miss Brittney's gonna use her extra felt. So felt from other projects. I'm just gonna cut them up into smaller pieces so it's easier to put inside. You can roll them up, you can make them into a little ball, and you're just gonna stuff, stuff, stuff. Oh, actually, what Miss Brittney wanted to do is I wanted to flip this inside out. So I'm gonna flip it. I'm going to grab my pen, and I'm not using the pen side, I'm using the back of the pen. I'm gonna poke out the material so my shape comes out. So it looks something like this, kind of like a little balloon. And now I will start stuffing my little Mickey face. Be careful not to overstuff it because if you put too much material, it'll be very hard to sew closed. I'm gonna start trying to close this seam. You don't want to close it all the way because we still need to stuff one of the ears. So Miss Brittney's just going to continue her straight stitch. I'm going to stuff in some more into the ear. And I'm going to start closing it. Now I'm going to tie it off. I'm gonna keep my string. I'm gonna tie it again at the end. And this is optional, but Miss Brittney wanted to add little beads to it. So I'm gonna spell out Mickey. I'm gonna make one Mickey, and I'm gonna make this into Minnie. So I found my letters for Mickey and Minnie. So I am going to grab a piece of my felt, and I'm going to sew like this. And very easily, I'm going to stick my beads through the needle. You can stick beads in between to separate the letters. Now let's make our mini earring. So because I decided to make a mini, what does Minnie need? A bow. I'm going to grab some of my felt. Pink. Looks lovely for Minnie. And I'm going to draw a bow design. That's good. And remember, if you don't have needles, that's okay. You can use glue to put this together. One trick to make it look more like a bow, we're gonna cut out a little piece of felt in a line. And we're gonna wrap it around the bow. Like that. So it looks more like a bow. And I'm also gonna sew that on. I'm gonna sew it on this side, on this piece of felt. I want it on this ear. I'm going to draw an X, or sew an X, right on top of where the bow is. So there's a line, and we're gonna draw another line on top. Diagonal, which means from one side to the other side, in a slanted way. There we go. So we have the bow. We are going to put the other fabric on top of the bow. So you're gonna wanna fold the bow inside so we don't accidentally stitch that in. And we're gonna stitch around. Try very hard not to stitch on the bow, because remember, we're gonna flip it inside out. So we're gonna do a straight stitch all the way around. This time I'm gonna try to leave just this opening on top of the head. So I'm gonna sew both ears and the head. Try to work with a clean surface so we're not accidentally grabbing other string and other felt when we are sewing. If you were to use different colors, you can make different characters. So maybe you want Winnie the Pooh. You can use orange and red. Maybe you want Cinderella. You can use a lighter blue, like a turquoise. Maybe you want the Little Mermaid. You can use green and red. Okay, so I finished sewing. I am going to flip it. When you're flipping, be very gentle. You don't want to pull anything because you might rip. I'm gonna start stuffing it. I'm gonna cut some felt. I'm gonna close up the hole right here. Pinch it together. You're gonna do a circle stitch on this one so it stays secure. And I'm gonna tie off and cut it. We're gonna keep the needle right there. We're gonna add our needle to one of the corners. I'm gonna put it on this corner, like this. And I'm gonna trim off any extra string. And I'm gonna start putting our beads. Tried them on and I noticed they hit well below my shoulder and I would like them up here. So Miss Brittney's gonna change them a bit. So instead of a hook being up here, I'm gonna change it so there's a hook right here. I'm just gonna grab another hook. I'm gonna grab hook, I'm gonna grab some string. I'm gonna put string through our hook. And I'm gonna tie right here. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other one. I'm gonna remove this hook. Make sure our knot is nice enough so all our beads don't fall out, because that would be very, very sad. Grab another earring hook. Through the hook and around the string. And double knot it so it doesn't come off, or it's less likely to come off at least. There we go. Here are our Mickey and Minnie earrings. Beads optional, but a lot of fun. So again, you could change the colors and it will look like a different character. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making them. And they're like little pillow clouds on my ears. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.